Can start, Nazreen.
Start பண்ணுங்க.
Good morning, everyone.
Nazreen.
The warm India Alumni Association organized by the Department of Information Technology at Dr. NGR Education and Research Institute. This is also being conducted as part of our honorable founder, Councillor through AC Shanmugam Sir's birthday. To start off today's event, I call upon pillar of our department, Dr. N. Kanaya ma'am, HOD Additional Dean Engineering and Technology, to give the welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Nazreen. Good morning, everyone. Coming together is beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of our university and on behalf of our department to this MGR Alumni Conclave 2021. It's a 25 days program by 25 departments, and 25 conclaves has been is being done. And we are expecting 25K. There is 25,000 participants to participate in this 25 days event. It's an attempt of World Book of Record. It's monitored by World Book of Record. The event started on 9th October, 15th October, 15th to 9th October. Ours is the 9th, 15th, day 15, and the timing of the event is 11 to 1:30. The topic of our event is, it's a panel discussion, transformation in IT industry over the past decade. Our institution is a 30-year-old institution. Now it is flourished with 15 faculty and variety of departments to cater the education in various arena in trending and emerging fields. Under the great leadership of our founder chancellor, Dr. AC Shanmugam sir, and our president, engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir. Our university holds a special graded autonomous status by UGC and also ISO certified institution is also accredited with NAC with A grade and also NBA accredited. We got a bit accreditation for engineering departments, and NABH accreditation also we have. We thank our founder chancellor and president for giving us an opportunity to organize these kind of event and also inspiring us to host it successfully. I am happy to welcome our dynamic Vice Chancellor, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, who always motivates and encourages us to reach the next level. I'm happy to welcome speaker of today's panel discussion, Mr. Pintu Cham Mahato. He's alumni of batch 2009. He's working as a manager in HCL. Next, Mr. Anirudh Jeshwal. He's also from the 2009 batch alumni. He's a lead consultant in Virtusa. And I'm happy to welcome Divya Chitranjan. He is also corporate communication in charge for Kerry Indev Logistics. She's from 2004 batch alumni. I'm happy to welcome Mr. Shirapti. He's a data engineer in Tai, Australia. He's 2012 batch alumni. And happy to welcome Mr. Imran Sharif. He is the founder and CEO of Techie Technology. He's from 2013 alumni. He's an entrepreneur. Happy to welcome you all as an panel discussion member. Our strength is our alumni and alumni network. We are happy and proud to welcome our alumni as our resource person to our department even. Happy to be invite you all. We appreciate and congratulate all the participants who have taken a step forward to attend this program. Be attentive and post your questions in the chat box. I would like to thank the staff in charge for the event, Mr. A. Kameshwaran, who he has given his full effort to make the event grand success. I take this opportunity to thank the staff members and students of the Department of IT who always support me to host this event in these kind of events in a success way. Once again, I welcome you all. Stay tuned to learning. Thank you. Thank you, Nasreen.
Thank you, ma'am, for your welcoming. Now I call upon our energetical Vice Chancellor of our University, Madam Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi, to felicitate the event. Please, ma'am.
Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for welcoming me for this event from the Department of IT. And thanks to the team with Kanya as its leading force in the IT department. And also this event was really the brainchild of Ramesh, who is here. Of course, this 25 days with 25 events and 25 conclaves with 25,000 students into the Guinness Book of Records. Making it possible is really a very difficult task, but it's been done. And making this institution on behalf of this management, Mr. Chairman, Mr. A.C. Shanmugam, and President ACS Arun Kumar, who has been toiling to give education to the society and inspiring the faculty and the students to climb up the ladder towards their fulfillment and achievement and success in their life. Really, it's a great philanthropic and move towards educating the society is where they finally end up in bringing India into fame and worldwide, making Dr. NGR Educational Research Institution with the making them known to everyone in this world and internationally, I would say, because it's been accredited with the NBA and with the NAC accreditation, and the learning process is with all the curriculum, new curriculum, it's been implemented, and the education is being taken up by our faculty very well into the next level. So with their skill development training. So the same thing happens in the IT, how it has been transformed from 2000 till today, where IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data, all data science, everything has come, but it's not just going to stop here. We are going to get even into a mini school, I would say, like everything would become a mini school in, because now today we are holding something like phone and laptops and whatsoever so the communication will be in a real time, where we will go back to the olden days where it will become a real time. I think so. The IT department, the computer science, my imagination goes in such a way that real time you can see everybody. So in that way, it has to develop in future, and everything would become a minuscule small one, a small machine or a small system or whatever it is. And it becomes, again, it becomes a real time. So I can see Ramesh and Kanya and here near next to me. So it would become like that. And I think so because of this research and all this database collection, we can move forward in making this possible. And I want each faculty and the students of this department to make it possible, and through their education in this MGR Education Research Institute. Thank you, Kanya. Thank you, Ramesh and Nazreen, who have been here to come here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable information. Now I call upon our joint registrar, Dr. L. Ramesh, Event and Publications, to address the Dr. MGR Alumni Association of our university.
Thank you, and very warm welcome all the alumni, and a special welcome to Pintu, who is always with us, backbone, one of the favorite alumni of Alumni Association also. Hello, how are you, Pintu?
I'm doing great, and I'm really excited to host this panel discussion.
Thank you, and all other alumni. Thank you so much for your acceptance to be the part of this good conclave series. and appreciate IT department taken initiative and connected all the present students and going to connect all the alumni after the event also. Thank you so much. And I will give little lessons on the outcome of our alumni association. Before that, why this conflict came, that is what we should know. Because we thought of connecting all the present students with alumni. So long back, we had a lot of discussions. Finally, come to the conclusion, we registered our alumni association as a society, Indian Society Act. Okay, right, that got over. But how to make it possible to connect with all alumni plus present students? We want 1,25,000 alumni passed out from university. Plus, presently 25,000 students are there. So totally 1,55,000 has to know something is going on. But how to make it possible? That is what we had a lot of discussion. Then come to the conclusion, we will plan a 25 minimum month event. So that what will happen day by day, one by one. See, the first day, some minimum alumni will know that what is the program. But the end of 25th day, almost 80% of alumni known that yes, something is going on in MGR like that. Present students also, we made it mandatory all the present students to participate. So there is a good communication in between the present students and alumni. Then we thought, okay, how to go ahead with that. Then we plan some daily seminar like that. Then after that, we had a lot of discussion. We will go for a same style, same format, same poster, same model, same style of thing, same schedule also. Whatever schedule today they are following, it is followed for 25 days. Like that only it come out with the conclusion to bring the alumni, moderator plus the things. So 25 days, 25 department, 25,000 alumni connecting together. Yes, then this is formed. After that, again, we had some people has to recognize us. Then only it has to be tagged. The topping must be there. Otherwise, the food taste will not be there. So we thought of going for the record. Then World Book of Record, London, we discussed with them. Then they coined some part. Yes, you have to do like this, then only we can able to get. So then only the finally come to the conclusion. So that is what and we got a very good feedback. Even yesterday, Delhi network, one student texted that when is our mechanical program? See, this is a first time I'm seeing message like this. And we had some call from the alumni stating that they want to become the speaker for the program. So really, when we are getting back this, we are very happy that what actually we expected, it is reaching to all and in a good way. That is what the thing. Thank you. And so I will put a little outcome so that the present students know that what is going on with our alumni association. I told you Dr. MGR Alumni Association is a registered association. Like IET, IEEE Professional Society, the same it is registered as the Society Act. We have two alumni portal, Alma Connect, around 25,000 alumni are connected, and we created our own portal. We call it as Ma Connect. So last year students and this year students, we connected in the Ma Connect, and very soon it is going to launch to the alumni also. So that we are in the around another 1 year, we are planning to convert all in a single domain. That is what Ma Connect. So that is our own software. And the software work is completed, and last year students and this year students are connected. Now the app work is going on. So what is the app is the tomorrow, for example, now the present students completed and they want to go, they are going to the Delhi as a fresher. They can install the app, they can go to the Delhi and they can search which all the alumni are near with us. Like Ola, Uber, they can see that alumni are near with us. So like that, we are preparing the app. So we are releasing the software maybe another 1 month. The app will be released in the next year. So this is actually the connectivity between the alumni, and we have 7 national network: Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Calcutta, Bangalore, like that. And we have 5 international network: Asia Pacific, European network, like that. So what these networks we connected through the WhatsApp, and there is a lot of good things are happening. Lot of alumni got promotion transferred from one company to another company through this WhatsApp group. Lot of good things are happening. Lot of fresher students also connected with us through the national part, and all the national network we are going to now elect the chairman, secretary, treasurer. So the structure of the alumni association, the president, secretary, like that, but under that, each network chairman, secretary will be there. So this is actually we are planning to do. So very soon we will get the new chairman, secretary for all the 7 national network and 5 international network. So the whole team, around 150 people will be there for the association. So the first association meeting we are planning in the month of November. So another 1 month we need to, so the registration is over and the formalities are over. Now we are coming to the conclusion. So launch the first office bearers in the month of November. After that, that team will take care of alumni association. So totally we are handing over to the team, and the whole alumni team will taking care of the plan of action, and the accounts, alumni association account also created in the city union bank. So the college will provide the fund, and how to generate the fund, how to utilize the fund, the alumni will, the new president, secretary, they will suggest, and under that committee will be there, that committee will run the show. So this is the plan. Long back, what Pintu also suggested this, maybe 6 or 7 years back. I remember that a lot of several meeting it has suggested, finally come to the conclusion now. And we have 2 type of organizing of events. Through the university level events, Ma organized 75 events, and the department level organized 400 events till last 3-4 years. This is one outcome, and another outcome, we do the service for alumni for only emergency cases. For example, the alumni are from abroad, they want to get consolidated, they want to get a duplicate degree. Like that, 160 alumni got benefited through our office, and 250 national alumni got benefited. So very interesting things. 3 o'clock, one person interview is there. 1 o'clock he is calling, he need immediately English medium certificate, otherwise he can't go to the interview. So our register office, in a very good way, they are supporting. Immediately we processed and get the things and done, and finally he got selected in the interview. One example which I told you, like that we are doing lot of things. And final coming to the conclusion, and so coming out this, finally we are planning, after I told you November we are having the first meeting. That meeting we are some of the alumni already proposed also. We already have 25th year celebration. So we celebrated 3 years. That is 1992 batch, 93 batch, 94 batch. This year 96 batch celebration is planned before December, and 10th year reunion also we are doing. 10th year, this year 4th, that is 2011 passed out is coming to the college or online. It is so these 2 we are doing. So another one thing which the all alumni is requested us. One is the alumni day has to be celebrated every year. One common fixed day will be called as the alumni day. That day alumni awards will be given. So this 2 has to be implemented with our new committee. So the new committee will form, and that committee, through that we will form that and do. So this is what the simple glance on the outcome, because we don't want to talk what we will do. We will talk the outcome, so that the present students know that something is going on through alumni office. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ravi sir.
Thank you, sir. Former President of United States, John F. Kennedy says, I think the success of any educational institute can be measured by the contribution the alumni make to our nation. So we are very pleased to have our alumni with us. Mr. Pintu Cham Mahathur, Ms. Divya Chitranjan, Mr. Anirudh Jaspal, and Mr. Shirapti, and Mr. Imran Singh. Before I hand over the session to our alumni panel, now I request Ms. Chavamadi, third year IT, to give a brief introduction about today's panelists of our alumni, Mr. Chintu Cham Mahathur, Mr. Anirudh Jaiswal, and Mr. Chavamadi.
Good morning to everyone. Glad to give introduction about our alumni of our department. First, I introduce moderator of the conclave, Mr. Pintu Cham Mahathur. He is from 2009 batch alumni of our university. Now, Sir is working as an assistant manager in HCL Technologies. He is also a visiting faculty at ITM Business School, distinguished Toastmaster and certified public speaker. And he is also given his designated role as trainer for corporate grooming, theater artist, as well as a professional host. Welcome you, sir. Next, I introduce Mr. Anirudh Jaiswal. He is from 2009 batch alumni of our university. Currently, sir is working as a lead consultant at Vichesa. Once again, welcome you, sir. Next, I introduce Mr. Shirapti. He is from the 2012 to 2016 batch alumni of a university. Currently, he is working as a data engineer at the TAN in Australia. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Sharmali. Now I request Ms. Dharani, third year IT, to introduce our another panelist of our alumni, Ms. Divya Chitranjan and Mr. Imran Sharif. Dharani.
A pleasant morning to one and all. Myself, Tharni. I'm very glad to introduce our ma'am, Ms. Divya Chitranjan, is the Assistant Manager of Corporate Communication at Kerry Indo Logistics, who is also responsible for digital marketing and logistics and supply chain solutions. Ma'am has pursued her education at prestigious college in Chennai, including Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute and University of Madras. Equipped with an obvious growth mindset and MBA degree, Ms. Divya began her career with Kerry Logistics as an executive in the International Freight Forwarding Division in the year 2014, where she mastered air or sea import and export documentation, customs service, and sales, and has since risen up the ranks in the last 7 years. In her current designation, Ms. Divya oversees internal and external communication, senior management communication, vendor management, print and digital marketing, social media handles, employee communications, etc. She constantly strives up to skill herself in her field through various certifications from bigwigs like the British Council and the IATA, International Air Transport Association. We warmly welcome you, ma'am. Finally, I introduce Mr. Imran Sharif. He is from the batch 2013 to 2017 of our university. He is the founder of Techie Technology. It is his own startup, so we have an entrepreneur with us. Welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dharani. Now it's time for today's session to begin. I hand over the session to Mr. Pintu Cham Mahathir, moderator of this conference. Please, sir.
Thank you very much for handing over the control. And once again, good morning to each one of you, wherever you are logging in from India, from outside India. I see 67 active participants, and I just checked on YouTube. There are about 10 plus. I hope the numbers increase on the YouTube channel. My beloved juniors, some of you, if you are still not tuned in, I must say that go ahead and call them and message them, because today is a day of learning and a day of networking, as Ramesh sir was rightly pointing out. The culture which we had envisioned way back, 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, is now reaping its fruits. And I'm so very happy to have such a event where, even though in the tough times, we are connecting through these online platforms. So whoever is not joining is going to miss some great learning that we are going to have next. Great panelists that are lined up today. And I must thank definitely VC ma'am with her kind words, like our job as alumni in educating the society and our beloved alma mater students who will come generations and generations will serve not only the college, but also the country as a whole. So, and I have some interesting things lined up as the moderator and host for the event. Definitely, we have our panelists sharing their knowledge. So one quick tip for all of you is grab your pen and paper, notes, or even on your cell phones if you have a note, because you will be learning certain technologies, terms, and a lot of things which you may want to reflect upon. Because this day, which is 9th of October 2021, if you ask me what am I learning today, is I'll go ahead and write down. So all of you, take your notes, write down whatever you feel interesting. Who knows, some scribbling today, tomorrow can become one of your designations. So let us kickstart this event. We have special sessions spread across 3 to 4 panelists. First up, we have our very own Divya to present to us a topic. I guess that's digital marketing. That's what, yes. Thank you, Divya, for that acknowledgement. So digital marketing, guys, is something which is indeed trending. if we talk about some of the emerging technologies, and when we talk about with the theme that what are the, over the past decade, what are the trending technologies, and ensuring that there's a lot of employability in that sector, I think digital marketing is one such field where you guys should be interested. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Divya with her content. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you very much, Pinto. It was a very good introduction, and I thank all the professors of Dr. MGR University for having me here on this panelist group. So it's really very exciting. I'm so happy to be here and to see all the panelists. It's really exciting. And Ramesh sir, it's a great effort what you're doing for the alumni. I am really very proud and thankful to you what you're doing, and I'm really excited to see the application what you have developed for us. So please keep me posted on it so that we will also join soon. So wherever we are, we all will be connected together. And this is a great initiative, and I'm so happy that Dr. MGR is growing up day by day, and now we are so proud to say that we are MGRians. So it's really very happy to be here today on this second Saturday. It is little lazy for us to be on a second Saturday, but still we made it because it's for MGR. We'll never say no to MGR. So thank you very much for having me here. And today I would like to discuss about digital marketing because I'm into the same field of digital marketing and corporate communications in my company. So I'm not a core IT person because as I finished my BTech, I started my MBA, and then I took a break for my personal life. And then again, I came back and joined into the corporate field to have my career. So for every woman, it is very important to have a career as well as the family. It is very challenging to manage both, to have a career and the family. And women are very good at managing both. So I take a big proud moment of myself being in both the situations and being very successful in both. So let's start up with the digital marketing. So what do I do in digital marketing? So it's just as simple as what we do every day with our Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So as soon as we get up in the morning, we just scroll all the posts, whatever is there, just wasting our time. So we make use of that time. So we start posting all the content, what you have to see. So in my business, I'm into logistics and supply chain. So we try to keep our viewers to see what we want to show them. So that is the main course of digital marketing. So the moment my customers or my all over the world, whoever my supply chain team is there, so they have to see my post saying that what we are doing, why we are doing, and what are the current trends in digital marketing in my field. So the moment they start going through the post, and they have to look what trending we are, how trending we are. This is the main importance of digital marketing here. So what we do, so first is the website. So website is general, it is very general for all the companies to have a website. So logistics is a different field where the investors don't spend much time on this digital activities. But in today's case, digitalization is the most top niche. So without digitalization, nothing runs. Even the customs, they have turned all the paperwork into digitalization. So nothing goes without digitalization. So that's why we are all turning into the digital era. So there we take the chance to play our role as a corporate communications manager. So we try to bring out the various chat box and bots in our websites, and then we bring a lot of influencers to our social media pages, and we keep the current trends, whichever is booming, highlighted on our social media pages. It can be to promote our leads. It can be to promote our viewers, to bring in more followers, whatever it may be. But we have to be on the notch every day and keep all our viewers and customers and our vendors or whatever, whoever may be. So we have to keep shouting that we are there in the market and we are doing big business here. So digital marketing is the biggest trend now, and it's not very difficult as we say, but you need a very small team to run it. So that's what we do here in Kerry and Dave Logistics. So I think my part of introduction to digital marketing is done here. Over to Pintu.
Thank you very much for the enlightening insight about digital marketing, Divya. Participants and my beloved juniors, you see, this may be a new term, may not be a new term, but as you shared, that this is something which we do daily, but we don't realize that we are influencing a quite lot of audience among our friend and known circle. So on this aspect of digital marketing, if you guys have any questions related to your career, related to what are the things you should do, and how in the current curriculum, if you are doing something, how much it is getting benefited, please feel free to unmute yourself one by one and maybe share. You have the chat option as well. You can always put your queries and I can take that up and cut across to Divya, or she can answer to you if a lot of queries come in over the chat as well. So feel free to interact. I know it's just the weekend before the festive season and people will be thinking I had planned to go to buy some clothes or some shopping and all. But again, as this day will embark a new journey in your professional career, again and again, I'm repeating that. Why? Because I remember such an incident way back in my +2, I remember, not even when I came to MGR, where I attended one such seminar that was in person, conducted by then HCL Career Development Center. And the trainer or the moderator or the panelist, whoever was there, did something that triggered that IT is what I would be serving, IT is what I would be learning, and that is where I'll be making my career. So these engagements ensure to and act as those trigger points in each one of you towards your professional career. So yes, as much as I recollect that there had been so many seminars, workshops in our conference hall in college where a few of you took ODs just to sit out and relax in the AC auditorium. But there were many among them who understood, realized, and went through those learnings and adapted them. And today they have all become successful IT professionals across the world. So yeah, if you have queries, do put in on the chat. And if you want to speak out, definitely I would welcome a few of you. And Kamesh and I think our student moderator can assist me in that as well. Okay, so if there are, please type them. What I would do now quickly is I will share my screen to just have a quick insight on what I feel or what I just compiled maybe. I hope you guys can see my screen. Yeah. All right. Okay. So just a few things which I wanted to compile in the first half of this session is I want to cut across a brief timeline when Kanya ma'am and IT department came to me that okay, what are the developments or evolutions in the IT industry over the past decade. Now there are hundreds of such initiatives that have happened, but I felt a few which you guys could relate, a few which you guys can actually understand at this level. I thought maybe to introduce them. So on the left, when you see from 2010 to 2020-21, I've listed a few things, and these I feel have set the IT world to a whole new level. Today, we are talking about setting up communities and establishments on Mars and Moon, and that can only be attributed to the advancement in technology, hand in hand, the IT sector, the electronics sector. Okay, the entire world of computer science has evolved so much that we are able to achieve so many luxuries, and the imagination of mankind just goes higher and higher. So as you can see, and then people can go through it quickly or take a snap of it. And if somebody later after this event asks you that, okay, you attended a workshop, what did you learn? Well, this is one snippet which you can relate to and maybe explain them. In fact, you can become one of the speakers in the upcoming workshops, or maybe have a internal, I remember those days when I used to take sessions and Kanya ma'am and other faculties used to tell, Pinto, please take this topic for the class today. And that was one of the topics of our subject. So I used to quickly have one day before, or maybe a period before, I just used to quickly glance, do a bit of research. Back then, we didn't have much of a smartphone. So, but again, whatever knowledge we could gather and express and enunciate, that helped me become a better communicator and a leader and a trainer today. So yeah, 2010, you can see 4G and LTE, that time it was evolving, all right, from the telecom sector. Fiber network was established and it was gaining a good market. It was still in the testing phases. And Apple, as every year it advances, the iPads were getting launched, the Kindles, the Facebook was becoming big with the acquirement of all those small apps that included Messenger and over the years, Instagram as well. Cut across 2015, you see that is the time when this entire world of analytics became a sudden boom. And we can see every leader talking about analysis, business analytics, and every IT firm investing so much on that. Obviously, we saw how Windows 10 evolved competing with its competitors in the Mac world. And, obviously the leadership of Satya Nadella, who can forget that evolution was slowly making its way. And then the Tesla cars, we are big fans of Tesla now. And kudos to the entire team of Tesla, how they, in that short span of time, now we all know if you go back and study about Microsoft, Mac, and other industries, they did have been in the industry or have been in the entire world or forum for maybe 30 years per se, or 40 years, at least from the scratch. But Tesla is one such which made so much advancement in such a short span of time that the entire mankind was in awe that, wow, what a invention, cars in autopilot, SpaceX creating whole lot of new of innovation. And then obviously the Apples every year that they come across, the smartphone surge and on an Android platform, that happened in 2015. Cut across 2018, that is where, the entire world was talking about data privacy, and how, social media platforms may misuse, or, enterprises may misuse data. So a lot of regulations came, and countries at a leadership level started talking on data privacy, and the GDPR, which is prevalent in Europe and widely accepted by many countries who do IT operations, that came into effect. Obviously, on the entertainment platform, YouTube Music, YouTube Premium, now anybody can host a YouTube channel and such a forum and make money out of it, out of a channel, right? So that got an establishment. And obviously the live streaming platforms. We're so addicted on this date on all the OTT and the live streaming platforms. That also started at around 2018 per se. And finally, on this day, and it is continuing as we speak, in a blockchain, cryptocurrencies, these are the new technologies that you'll be learning, that you will be, in fact, working upon years down the line. And RPA, which stands for Research Process Automation and Artificial Intelligence, which has been there since the last decade. But today it is taking more of a shape, form, and career for individuals and young IT professionals like all of us and those hearing. The world of AWS, launched, and it is competing with the big guns today of Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud. The entire world of cloud computing is so very relevant on this day. And definitely Apple continues to invent and innovate, and Google also competes and gives us such wonderful, easy to use platforms that we all can use in our day-to-day activities. This is a brief timeline which I had suggested. And then, this, I just coined, or I just listed about 9 such terms which are currently trending. And I just, when I thought that what are the trending terms today in IT, then I saw this list, and a few of you which I discussed in the last slide. Obviously, artificial intelligence and machine learning, big world, machine learning. Wherever you go for an IT certification or a job, or talk to any IT leader, they will talk about this term machine learning. What is it about? Know about it. There are so many certifications that are happening on machine learning. Get yourself tuned to this machine learning technology, RPA, which I just mentioned. Everything is becoming the whole world of automation. If I have to grab a glass of water today, I can easily sit here, press a button, and somebody will bring the water for me to drink. So that level of brainstorming is happening across IT industries. And if you are providing a solution or a prototype, remember, you can be playing in lakhs and crores in the upcoming years. Edge computing, another new technology coming, quantum computing, virtual reality, big field in the world of gaming, blockchain, obviously, and Internet of Things, which has survived in the last decade until today. It is so very relevant. The 5G, and every company, you talk about 5G, every company now wants to hire a network engineer who has a knowledge, at least a theoretical knowledge or an implementation level knowledge on 5G, and they're ready to pay a great package for 5G. So that may be one such profession for some of you. And cybersecurity, we have been doing, and MGR University has been doing so much on cybersecurity. I remember my college days when initial level some of the workshops were done, and leaders from NASSCOM had visited our campus on this topic of cybersecurity. Today, it is a full-fledged professional course where you can become one. So all these and much more that are trending in terms of the IT world that we are seeing every day, and that's advancing. At this point, I will take a quick look in the chat. Something is happening on the chat. Let me have a quick check. Yeah, and Divya can answer to some of the chats that are happening. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rajiv, for putting out some of the chats parallelly as networking is on. So I'll just stop the recording, rather stop the session for some time, and then have some of you interact. Just a moment. All right. I need to just check a couple of settings here. Thank you. All right, I can see all of you now. I hope Divya will be answering a few queries in the chat. And let me now move across to somebody who I must thank in spite of the busy schedule and a bit of a health concern, decided to join us. And thank you for joining. I will now go to another panelist that we have here. Can I see him on the video? Thank you. All right, here we go. We have Shirapti, if that's the correct pronunciation. Please feel free to correct me. At times, Tamil names becomes quite long for us. Great. Okay, so Shirapti, first we'd like to know about you, what you are currently doing, and how do you think MGR has evolved over the years? Just a remembrance of a few college memories that you may have. Please share with us.
Sure, sir. So first of all, I'm Shirapti. I did my bachelor's in technology in IT at MGI University during the year 2012 to 2016. And I'm very much happy to say that I'm a student from MGR because wherever I go, I was always being recognized that I'm from MGR University. And after completing my bachelor's, I did my master's in IT at Australia. I did at UTS. And after that, I started my career. And it's been like 2.5 years I've been in IT industry. And first of all, thank you to all the staff who invited me for this session. And it's amazing that I've met two of my seniors here, Divya ma'am and Pintu sir. It's so happy to meet you as well. And I started my career as a front-end developer. And in recent months, I've been promoted to a data engineer. And it's interesting that the technology right now here is improving a lot. And I've seen a lot of youngsters who have been improving their skill set in various technologies, mainly in cloud, data, and a lot more to come on. So yeah, that's all about me. And yes, right now I'm in Australia, working at Cal. It's an insurance organization. So as I said, I'm a data engineer, and it's been like a few months I'm working in this field.
So Australia, have you gone to an India-Australia match there?
Yes, I've been. But unfortunately, when I went for an India-Australia match, India lost that series. Like, this is sad.
All right. Yeah, loss and wins are the games, but yeah, do support the Indian cricketers out there.
Yeah, always.
You so much. So coming to a bit on the technical aspects, Shirapati, I have got a few questions that came out of my curiosity, and I would love you to have us answer those. So my first question to you would be, how have the IT companies streamlined and enhanced the data privacy and data protection in the last decade?
So that's a very interesting question, sir, and thanks for asking me that. So since I'm working in an insurance organization, I want to mainly focus on customer data and the protection. So as we all know, the customer data is the one thing which is always used to improve the business. And for example, the companies like Facebook and Google, they always use our data as a driving force to run their businesses. In those cases, when they use our data, it's always been misused and it's been lost and it's always been hacked. So in recent times as well, we can see that there are some iCloud hack, and the photos all been published in the online. And that has been a huge issue in recent times. And so basically, when these things are happening, the government bodies are introduced in certain regulations. Certainly, as you said, when you mentioned in your PPT as well, the European Union has introduced GDPR. That's a very interesting topic, which means that it's a general data protection regulation. It's actually very much interesting. And when they introduce these things, many people didn't know what actually it does is. So what it actually does is, like, it doesn't leave any data outside the country. So it actually protects within their jurisdiction. And by seeing these kind of regulations, even certain countries have implemented similar kind of regulations, like as a data protection and the privacy laws. And for example, when an IT organization is being kept in, like, for example, I'm having an IT organization and my base is in UK. So when it comes under the European Union, I need to follow those regulations. And for my surprise, when I researched on those things, even the European Union actually do some audit on how these things are going on inside the organization, whether they are following the regulations or not. If they're not following the regulations, they can even sue the company for not following those things. And a good example for that will be the cloud services, which has been set up in their own base in Ireland, particularly AWS and Azure. Even they are following those regulations up there. And while coming up to the privacy of data, privacy has always been a most important topic every now and then, because we always store all of our data in a website, inside our phone data. Everything is being stored, and it's stored based on our consent only. But we don't know whether it's been privately secured or not. And during that time, they actually introduced this hashing, which means it's like a cryptographic thing where all our data will be hashed up with using a randomized code. And that's kind of very interesting when they are securing up the data in such way. And it's something like which I was so much into it when I entered into our IT organization. Like security was one of the big thing when I entered, but now it has become into a vast major topic. Everyone needs to know what the security and data protection means. And in recent times as well, we know that when we are working from home, every organization implemented it like a multi-factor authentication and
Yes.
VPN. So without those things, all the data would be like nothing to everyone.
Absolutely. Yes, and to all the listeners out there, the concept of VPN and working from home, how IT companies operate, that is something which you guys should know right from this level, so that tomorrow when you land up in configuring your laptops or your devices, you should know the technology behind it and the purpose. Obviously, as he was mentioning about the data, that being the very crucial aspect. My second question to you would be, how has the field data engineer or a data analytic brought out a new skill in terms of employability?
Um, in that case, I would say right now, in the previous generation, I would say oil was everything. Oil is the one thing which is being controlled by the world. Right now, data is everything. Data is the next oil, I would say. Without data, no one can do anything. Because, for example, if we lose the data in our laptop, obviously we'll be feeling that, oh my God, we lost every data in our laptop, and how are we going to recover it? So that's where the data lies right now. Everyone's data is so precious. So previously, the jobs of data is being done by different people like mathematicians, statisticians, and dedicated DBAs. So for example, we know that mathematicians, they actually created the data models for the certain companies. And statisticians, previously they were using SAS and R programming like that. Even now they use R programming. I'm not saying like they don't, but still right now it's been gone to Python and other set of languages. And so when such kind of advent has been invented and the new terms came up, everyone is being converted into a one single role in data. So everyone needs to know, like I would say, everyone needs to understand what the data lifecycle means and how it's been growing. So data, as I said before, like data is always a driving force for a company, and every market is been actually operated based on the data mining skills, and whether it can be in any position in the company, whether it can be in the field of marketing, whether it can be the field of like sales, whether it can be in the field of any field of engineering. Data has been one of the most important thing. And the organizations today won't take any decisions without any proof as well. The main proof which we have right now is it's like data. With the
Yeah.
proof of data, we know we can take any decisions. And
Right.
yeah.
Only the
I would pick
numbers
up.
speak. Only the numbers speak.
Yeah, that's true. Only the numbers always speaks.
Yes, I would pick up a quick, term that Rupak Raj Jha has put. I think it's a direct textbook question which he's trying to test us. He wants to know a bit about data modeling, as how data is structured and data is modeled in terms of enterprise is concerned.
It's a very interesting question. Like data modeling and stuff is like it's very interesting. But I'm not very much flooded into the data model things because as I was saying that it's been just a month when I entered the data field. Previously, so if you ask me any questions on front end right now, like in any front end technology, if you ask me something in Angular JS or else in React, any such frameworks, I'm happy to answer that. But while coming to the data modeling things, uh, when when we are working inside the organization, we won't be handling all these data modeling techniques. Most of the times, 80 to 90% of the times, what the employees do is we do the data cleaning. So data cleaning has been actually happening inside the company. The 10% of the work is actually what we're gonna design in the data, like what we're gonna model in the data. It's always that we need to focus on the basic skills of on whatever we are having. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. My final question to you will be, as a dedicated IT professional, your advice to the young individuals watching us to explore the world of data mining and shaping a bright career. What are the current certifications, current different field of studies that they can go ahead and acquire knowledge and maybe find a job in Australia like you?
Sure. It's a very interesting question as well because when I came to Australia, it was completely new for me. I had this personal opinion about myself that I need to go to a country where none of my family members are staying because all my family members are there in USA, Canada, UK, and I want to go to Australia because no one is there. I want to stand stand on my own. So that's why I opted Australia. That was the main thing. So when you ask the certifications which is available currently around the market right now, I would say all the youngsters to go on cloud market because cloud market is being one of the major thing which is being used by all the organizations right now. And in Australia, if you ask me, the growth of Azure compared to AWS is more. Because Azure is one platform which has everything inside it. Since it's Microsoft, they have everything inside it, and everyone is trying to opt that one. And if some youngsters want to opt anything in inside the cloud in the data field, they have like three data options. So the certification numbers are DP 900, which is like a basic certification. It doesn't mean that it's mandatory, like they need to complete that one. And the next one will be going to DP 200, which is the associate level of the data engineer, and the full-fledged data engineer would be DP201. So these three are the main certifications in cloud, which all the youngsters can do right now. And other than that, it's just that since I'm mainly focusing on data, people don't misjudge that I'm mainly asking you to apply for the data fields. There are many number of fields available in the market right now. So as I said, when I joined the organization, as I joined as a front-end developer, my core factor was Angular JS, React, and when I started, it was just Angular. But when I entered the organization, they actually said that they are using the previous version of Angular, which is Angular JS. So I had to study Angular JS again from the beginning because Angular was so simple and Angular JS was completely complicated. And while coming to React, it's so easy. It's while you want to design a single page application, React is like an amazing framework which you can learn. And there are like again I'm saying there are data fields also that it can be a second option. So whenever you are starting to learn any framework or any kind of technology, I would say all the youngsters to start from their basics, start from their fundamentals. Fundamentals are very much important. I've been in this organization for 2.5 years, and without fundamentals I can't even reach the top. So it was completely a hardship for me. So if people want to come and study in Australia, it's I would really appreciate them to come here because the education system here is completely different, and it was so hard for me to study for the first semester, and I couldn't score as much of marks as where I have scored in India. I just scored credit pass, credit pass. That was like in a semester I'll be having 4 subjects, and I just scored only credit and pass. And then I realized that I need to put on some more effort when I'm studying here. And when I put it on effort, I had my distinction grades from my second semester. So that was really a good experience for me, I would say. And nothing was easy. Like I would always say, from the far, everything looks so easy. Like when someone is going and studying in abroad, people think that it's easy to study there. No, no, it's not at all easy. It's so hard to study here. And when I chose the university, I saw the university in online, and it showed that it was like top 150 university. I was like so happy. It's going to be so fun to study there. When I came inside, I got to know that it's not so easy or fun to study here. And what was the difference here is like they literally give us the certification experience. I did a subject called as lands and routing. It was actually a CCNA certification for the first step. So they pushed me to pass the exam because I need to pass the exam. That's how my mark sheet says that I've been passed those subject if I get the certification. If I'm not getting the certification, if I'm failing the certification exam, I'll be failed in the exam. Even my mark sheet says that I'm failed. So I would always say people to focus on their fundamentals. When you're clearing up your fundamentals, you'll be amazing on whatever you're gonna do. So in the
Absolutely.
same way in the cloud certification as well, fundamentals, they would say it's not mandatory, but go through fundamentals and then complete your certifications.
Absolutely. And yes, for all of you, those who were listening about AWS, Angular, JavaScript, and all, these are the different certifications. And rightly pointed out that the education system in countries also need to be adapted by many of you who travel abroad with an ambition that yes, here I have scored with such great academics and marks may not be the same there. So there you need to adapt. So very good advice on that education front as well. And yes, we must explore the opportunities of getting our degrees and exploring the education world outside. Obviously, there is a cost involved, but yeah, they're now with this online modes being so much prevalent now. There are some very good courses that are being offered across universities in the world. So please do look out and subscribe if you are really interested. There are questions coming in. I will definitely take a few of them. But one thing which really attracted my attention is people are more interested in knowing why Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp went down for several hours a few days ago. Well, to give a very streamlined and a very generic answer to that, I must say that see, all these applications are hosted on application servers. Now, from a technical point of view, if you have to understand, a one-line answer that we all use in our industry is there was a glitch in the server, or the application server went down. It was down for maintenance, or there was some bug that attacked. That Facebook will never go ahead and tell in public, right? That's a Facebook policy. But yeah, from an application point of view, from a server point of view, we know what happens. Now the Zoom that we are in, suppose the Zoom application server, which is hosted on an Azure cloud or an AWS cloud, goes down for this instance, then we may lose connectivity. So that's a kind of a one-line answer to that query. About one interesting question is how IT people manage, and Divya, if you can also answer and add on to that, is how IT people manage working across different hours, and we are like 24/7 kind of resources serving across the world. So how do we manage the long hour shifts?
Yes, that's a good question. I'm not a core IT person, but still my job is into digital marketing, which is complete 24/7 job. So even in midnight, I have to answer the queries of the customers who come in and put a ping message saying that my shipment is not delivered, I have not got the AOR number or whatever it is. You have to be on your toes to reply immediately. Otherwise, the post which is going to come is going to be completely negative, and it is going to give a very negative image to the whole company because of one single missed post. So you have to be on your toes, you have to reply back. Only thing is you should have the interest to do it. So it all falls in your interest, and you have to take the ownership of what you're doing, and you have to love your job. That's it.
Absolutely.
then
The one word which she mentioned, and that is something which is told by all IT leaders, is the ownership. Something that you all need to understand, and that I think right at this stage you may not realize that, but when you land on a job, handle tickets, handle queries, handle escalations, that is the time when you will realize the value of ownership that we are trying to reflect here. Talking, if we have to take my example, how I manage my shifts, now my body has been tuned to the Eastern Standard Time hours. Okay, so I logged out last night at around 4 a.m. and today at 10 a.m. Kamesh gives me a call, Pinto, we have a session up next in the 1 hour. So yeah, the IT professionals need to get tuned. Yes, the initial 1 year will be a bit shaky. Your health and your biological cycle may get affected, but it's that hardship that you need to overcome. But otherwise, we are all serving for global countries, and definitely, the resource and the dedication in us to serve and earn. Basically, it all drills down to the earning part. So yeah, you will be also tuned to the timelines that your company makes you to follow. At this point, I will do a quick test, and I will now share my screen and do a bit of a quizzing among our beloved juniors who have tuned in. I don't know how many from YouTube have, but definitely somebody, all those in the Zoom can participate. Just a moment. Okay, I'll just cite. All right, you guys can see my screen? Yeah. All right, thank you. Let me see some of the participants and attendees. Okay, the next slide, I have a few personalities, and that is just one slide. Okay, and what I want, a few of you, if you recognize them, they are one of the top leaders who have made significant news in the past decade. We are discussing today the newsmakers of the past decade, and I have selected a few IT professionals, rather IT leaders, I must say. Once they were professional, today they are newsmakers and trendsetters. So see and let me know how many of you can identify them. If you identify all four, then Kanya ma'am will ensure that you guys get some goodies. If you answer at least two, definitely something is there. But if you can't answer any, at least today you will go home with some learning that yes, I saw this personality, his or her name is this, and what are the accomplishments. Are you ready, guys? Okay. You can type your chat, you can type your answers in the chat, because that's where you guys can communicate. You guys can't unmute, I think so. Let me go to the next slide. Okay, please watch out. On the top left, somebody is trying to do something, clap. On the right, obviously the brand name and the company he works for is there in the background. On the bottom left, we have one leader about whose technology we just discussed some time back. And in the bottom right, there's a lady who belongs to an organization who manages the supercomputers and one of the best. All right, let me see the chat. If anyone is able to identify at least two. Now there's a feature, Google Lens. If you guys are using that, I think you guys are smarter. Oculus Finder, I think I'll give it to somebody named SRS. I don't know his full name. SRS has answered the Oculus Founder. I'll give it to you. His name is Palmer Luki. Yes, Oculus Founder. That's the right answer. I'm Sudhanshu. Thank you, Sudhanshu. You have been a great observer, follower. Maybe you are a gamer, I am guessing. Somebody is writing, Pankaj Kumar is writing Mark Benioff. And who is Mark Benioff? Is he an employee at Salesforce? I will give it to you, Pankaj. Mark Benioff is the right answer. Number 3, who is this gentleman? At least number 4 is something which I would really want you guys to identify and know about her and listen to her videos in YouTube. Such a strong leader, and in the IT industry, in the organization that she serves, tremendous amount of development and motivation. Just a hint, this lady is from IBM. Maybe now some of you can take a guess or take a shot. Okay, nobody going for it? Yeah, thank you, Rasul. That's already done. Yeah, but Rasul, thank you. That is Palmer Luckey and Mark Benioff on the top. We are looking for the bottom 2. At least the lady. The gentleman would be a bit tough. He has been recently making news. Give it up for John Victor. And that is the right answer. Ginny Rometty, the IBM driving force, a lady who was part of the Watson supercomputer delivery, and IBM continues to do innovations across the IT world. So, Kanya ma'am, please take a note of these students. Whenever college resumes, give them some goodies.
Sure, we'll do.
Thank you. All right, guys. Now, the next slide, what I have, and here I will try to see the attention and I will pinpoint, okay? And they will write the answers. I'm telling the next slides. First question will go to Preeti Kumari. Preeti Kumari, if you are listening to us, you'll see in the next slide one personality. I want you to take a guess and type in the chat rather. Okay. Who is this gentleman? Preeti Kumari. This is a direct question to Preeti Kumari. Who is this gentleman? If she is unable to answer in the next 5 seconds, I go to Ranjan Kumar, the next name that I see.
I can add a clue to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The journal club of our department is running in his name.
Yes, we have a journal club by his name.
Yeah,
Oh,
we are having
great.
journal club in our department. It's by his name.
Great. That's a big clue. Guys, where are you? Let me see the chat. Sridhar Vembu, great answer. And in fact, many of you, somebody, okay, Rajiv had guessed for the previous Shakuntala Devi. However, this is Sridhar Vembu. Thank you. Dilipan, thank you. Pankaj, thank you. Abhishek, you guys have got it correct. Gulzar, definitely he is the CEO of Zoho, making big news, and we are all proud of him from Namma Chennai. He's such a humble man and reaching such great heights that we are so very proud of him. Sridhar Vembu. Okay. Next, since I can see a lot of you guys engaging and giving out answers, I will continue that. Next personality coming on the screen. Identify this great leader. Identify this great leader. Hint, he is my CEO. See Vijay Kumar, again, Sudhanshu gets it. Sudhanshu is in a rapid fire round. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Shurabhi. CVK, we call him. He is my CEO, CEO of HCL Technologies, a great leader. C. Vijay Kumar. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Ajay. You guys are really following the Indian leaders, I must say. So read about them, listen to them, subscribe to newsletters where they go ahead and write great things, and that helps you guys to get inspired. Thank you, Preeti, Ankit, everybody who are pouring in with answers. CVK in short, or C. Vijay Kumar, the CEO of HCL Technologies. We have our President Emeritus, Shiv Nadar, who is now taking care of just the board meetings. He's the chair, he's still the chairperson, and Roshan Nadar has overtaken him as well. Now, that is CVK. Up next, I think that's the second last. Here you go. Identify this another great leader. A great man from the technologies, one of the top companies. Tarini, Charumati, Josemary, Abhishek Kumar, Sudhanshu, Gulzar, everybody, Ankit Kumar, pouring in with answers. That is N. Chandrasekhan. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Preeti, as well. Indeed, a great, great IT leader. N. Chandrasekhan or Natarajan Chandrasekhan. Okay, that's Shekaran. So please do a spell check. I know everybody is so swift in typing out the answers. So yeah. All right. Great engagement, guys. I'm very happy that you guys are following the leaders. You know them by face. That will help you. I'm only encouraging you guys to follow them, listen to them, and get inspired. That's the idea behind hosting this kind of a short quiz. I had been a quiz master, and the department knows when I was there in college how I was so very keen in hosting quizzes for TechAstra and other fests that were happening in my college days. Such great memories. Okay, last question coming to you guys, and then I'll go to another panelist. Where you go. Okay, very easy, direct answer. I think should not take much of your time. I thought of finding, I thought of taking a young photo of him, but no, Sudhanshu, it is not Jeff Bezos or Zed Bezos. It is definitely our own Satya Nadella. Definitely those are writing Satya Nadella and not confusing with Jeff Bezos. That's the right answer. Satya become STYA. All right. Good, guys. Thank you. You have been a great audience, listening, following, and replying to the chats. Yes, he is the CEO of Microsoft, taking the whole Microsoft to a new level with the Azure technologies, and continues to drive the innovation in Microsoft. Satya Nadella. Great. Okay. So at this point, do we have, Kamesh, can you confirm, do we have Anirudh with us? Because he had got stuck up in some emergency. If he is not, then I would go ahead and take up the content that I had for our audience. Is Anirudh with us? Kamesh, if you can confirm.
Still he's not gonna join.
Okay, all right, no problem.
You can go
no problem.
flow.
All right, guys.
Pintu,
so, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I see a lot of chat questions regarding digital marketing. Can
Please
I take it up?
Yeah, please. I would, yeah.
Yes. So I just wanted the questions. Just a minute. There were so many questions. Okay, I'm just going with the first one. So why do you believe that online marketing will be more beneficial compared to offline marketing? So I don't support online marketing all the time. We also need offline marketers because they are the backbone people, the sales, the great sales team. Without a great sales team, nothing happens in any company. But online marketing is now trending to reach more audience. So to have a better audience and to reach more people, and it's a brand building exercise. So we prefer online marketing. It is also included in any organization. It can be a B2B or a B2C. We are, and the top management and the chairpersons, they are looking into online marketing. So maybe if 80% of sales is happening through offline, 20% definitely online marketing is supporting the business. And okay, I'll go to the next question. So this is, I can't see it is from whom, but it is to all the panelists, especially to me. What does digital transformation really means for today business leaders? So my company, I'll just talk about my company. My company is a 37-year-old, a traditional Indian company. In 2016, they merged with Kerry Logistics. It's a Chinese MNC player based out from Hong Kong. So they came into India to expand their business. So, but we made a joint version with them so that we go globally. At the same time, both the players are benefited equally. So now the digital transformation comes because to be a global player, you have to show all your financials. At the same time, your business sales and everything has to be digitally maintained. The database, the data plays the main role here. So the data cannot be hidden. It has to be clear with all the terms. So that's why digital transformation is very, very important to any business leader. Maybe they don't like it, the old people, they don't like it, but still they have to change, and they are changing. And hope so everything goes well, because even in my company there are so many legendary people. They know the actual business, what's really happening into the trade, but still they are not aware of the latest trends of digital marketing, or they don't support it. But now they are behind us. Please do this for us, because of the lockdown and all that. Now we are working from home. So I'm so happy that I have the privilege to work from home all the time, taking care of the family, because children have not gone to schools. So the complete IT department is on top nowadays, and the whole company is dependent on the IT department of every company, I'm telling you. So IT plays a major role. So digital transformation is a must for any even a small company. It is a must. So
I
that's
can
what I would
quickly
say.
think about a small ad that comes to my mind when you talked about the old generation and the convention. We all would see Mahendra Singh Dhoni doing the ad of Khata book, where he announces that a business transaction can be done through your mobile and not just the ledgers and the copies that the traditional mode of people do. So yeah, I think some questions related to meta tags, lead generating are also there. Rajiv is interested in knowing what are they and how a digital traffic can be diverted to one website. That is one question.
So who's answering that question? Pintu?
Yeah, I think he asked you that how can I drive digital traffic to my site immediately, and in that context, what are meta tags and lead generation?
Yes. So to build a good digital traffic, your SEO must be very strong. The words, the content in your website should be very limited, and at the same time, the words what you build, it can be any business. The words SEO search, you have to search for the SEO optimization. So for example, there is a word called supply chain. So it has got a number of views, maybe 7 million, 8 million. So that you have to do a research on each word, what you're going to post it on your website. So that plays a very major role. So you have to be very, very choosy in selecting the words, what you're going to place it on your website. So only through those words, you bring more traffic to your website as well to your sales lead. So Through the SEO search, you generate leads, you bring more people to your website. It can be a normal person who is just searching for to deliver a shipment or about anything it can be. So even the common man will know, oh, there is some company in this name. Okay, fine, let me go see. So this is how we are building the brand. That is very important. So that is called lead generation. So with your SEO search, you do the lead generation. So you're bringing the lead to your site or to your social media pages. So this is called lead generation. The tags are also very important. So now we name it as hashtags in our social media. So it is similar to that meta tags in your websites. So if I'm not wrong. So I hope this question I have cleared it. Any other questions?
And also, I think Rupak Jha has put up what is content marketing, and the way you can add. Let me just tell. See, it's all about the content. Why do we talk about Netflix becoming a super success? All these OTT platforms, the content that they are bringing. So understand from a viewership or somebody from an audience perspective, what do you like? That will be served to you. So if you have a mindset with that, you will yourself develop content that is best suited, may not be to the entire audience, but to a dedicated set of audience where you will generate your profits from. Okay, that is how all the companies have survived. A shampoo making company only focuses, earlier it was only focusing on the hairs, but now they've gone to the in-depth level of scalp, to the nourishment, to the conditioning of it. Okay, so that's their content. That is what they will do. An IT company, for that matter, somebody asked, how can I prevent my data, and what is the level of security, and why should I really bother about my security? Data is gold now. Today you get irritated when you get a call from a marketing personnel. Sir, you want loan? We have a good loan offer for you. So how did they get access to your data? Okay, you must think about that. So that is where it becomes so very crucial. All these banking frauds, any kind of financial frauds that you see, even you have heard news of pictures getting morphed and used across several illegal activities. So that is your data. Your picture is your data. Your name is your data. Anything linked to you is data. So that can be misused and that can be sold. Why companies are investing so much. That is where you have to be aware, and as an individual who serves that company should also ensure to not take it lightly, because as Divya was mentioning earlier, that while we are working from homes, many we have to cut across, and which Shirapati was also telling, we have to connect to a VPN so that any communication through mails, chats, or anything is happening over a secured network. All right. So that is the thing. If you can add anything on the content, Divya or Shirapati as well. Yeah.
Yes. Content are the kingmakers nowadays. Without content, you can't run your show. So content has to be very clear. You have to put a lot of work for building your content. Your strategy should be very clear and it should be very crisp. The content making, it can be images, it can be videos, it can be any GIF or a simple text. Whatever it is, it should convey what you're trying to say. So content is the king. So that's what I would say. It can be a small creative what you're doing, or an artwork for generating your lead, or just publishing an advertisement in social media. Just put a small picture, say this is what we are, this is what we are doing, this is our services, and please contact us so and so. Whatever it is, the content should be very clear, crisp. And before doing the content, please make sure you do a storyboard, strategize, have many your team should be very powerful. So you have to build a storyboard, you have to brainstorm the content with all your team members, because everybody has got some inputs to put in to share knowledge. So content generation is not only from one person, it has to be developed through a team, and it needs a lot of brainstorming, so before it hit the live streaming. So content is your king. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. And taking a point of the storyboard, somebody did ask that how can we track our progress while we devise a plan and execute So obviously it starts with that storyboard concept. Okay, that is where every time when a team huddle takes place, where are we? Those trackers that we manage in our respective work fields, that helps us enhance, and we have all this color coding that okay, if it is done, then we will mark it as green. If it is in progress, a yellow. If it is hit a benchmark or super success, then some amount of appreciation. If it has failed, then a red color code. So this is how we track our progress to answer one of the questions that came. Thank you, Divya. And now I would quickly take up a content which I do professionally. That is my topic for the day. Since I can say Anirudh couldn't join us because of a professional emergency, I guess. I will share my screen. Okay, quiz is done. Just slide it. Okay, so friends, I would like you to introduce to a concept or a framework called ITIL. That is where I am certified in. I do day-to-day work around this working model. Now, people or all of you who are interested or who would work for big IT companies in upcoming years, there is a definite framework your organization will follow. ITIL can be one. So if you know it from now, the concept, the outline behind it, there are very many deep sublayers to it. I will not go, but I just wanted to introduce this framework to you so that you have an idea. Tomorrow, when you go ahead and write on your CVs, your skill sets, you can also, and then you will see job description, they will ask that ITIL knowledge, at least theoretical. So that is something which I would encourage you guys to know about it. And you can also put it on your CVs that, yeah, I know I have a basic knowledge in the ITIL process. It's basically a framework which drives the service-based industry, the infrastructure and service-based industries to operate across several clients. A client who has a client is someone, suppose HCL for that example. We have clients from banking industry. We have clients from hospitality industry. We have clients from sports industry. Okay, so all of this will be falling under a framework as how we will provide them with the infrastructure services. So we need to devise, and at this point, may I ask all individuals to maybe take a pen and paper or a notebook and write something as I tell. As you see this picture and whatever I tell. If you are ready, may I see some raise of hands, some hands raised. If you're ready with your pen and a diary. Thank you, Shurbi, and others who raised the hand. Guys, if you are sleeping, I have no problem with it, but this is something which will definitely help you in your upcoming things. And this is where I want you guys to think upon that. All right. So what you do is, if the diary is like this, and you can see, I want you to make it like this. So you will have something like this. From here to here you will go. All right. Okay. So make it in the horizontal mode, if I have to say, in a base thing, not in the vertical mode. Okay. On the left, so we will go from this left to right. Okay, we'll go from left to right. What are the phrases and how and why they become important from an, even we have an entrepreneur upcoming next will speak with us, how in a service industry this works. So we'll just have a brief synopsis of it. First, on the left, write demand. I'm hoping there should be no confusion for the spelling and everybody knows that. Demand. Then give an arrow, and you can make blocks or how you make your workflows. Okay, the diagrams. Engage. After demand, put an arrow, write engage. Now, what you do, you have written demand, you have written engage. Okay, that has to be in the middle section at least. This section, after engage, you will draw 2 parallel lines because there will be 3 sections to it. Okay. On the top, or if you have drawn this line, if you can see me, you will understand the page format. This demand, engage, this. On the top, in a block, plan. Plan. Below plan, design and transition. Below, we are all writing in this section only. Design and transition. Below design and transition, or ideally in an infrastructure point of view, it is slanted. So you can give 2 slant lines like this and write obtain and build. Obtain and build in one section below design and transition. And on the other side, write deliver and support. Deliver and support. You have done, I repeat once again, demand, engage, plan, design and transition, obtain and build, deliver and support. Next arrow. Products and services. Products and services. Given. And the final arrow, value. And we'll circle the word value. Okay. Give me a hands up if everybody has written this part. Demand, engage, plan, design and transition, obtain and build, deliver and support, products and services, value. That's the framework. Thank you. Some of you are raising the hands. Thank you. Very good. So now what I want you to do in a brainstorming, and this is something which I want you guys to take away from this session of us, is think on these aspects. Tomorrow, if you have an idea, business idea, if you have a project that you are doing as part of, thank you. Tomorrow, if you are designing finally a project or a postgraduate degree that you are taking from a different university or from the same university, and you have to devise a project, if you are following this pattern and taking in mind these elements, and you guys make these thick project books and all those and get it printed and submit to get ready for the Viva. I remember back those days. So if you are aligning your contents on this framework, which I just gave you, even a professor or an industry leader comes as an external, I'm 100% sure they will mark you as one of the best. Because this is the core of any IT industry, infrastructure and services, and they provide on these layers. There are different teams working on all these aspects, as you saw, and you will be working in one of them. But if you are thinking from a leader's perspective, if you are thinking from somebody who wants to, come up with the technology, come up with maybe a whole new brand, and your product, your service, if you are framing on this thing, then definitely it is going to be one of the successful attempts that you have. Okay, yeah, there are chances it may fail, but definitely will not miss to understand that this is the base to start something. There will be emerging technologies, emerging frameworks, but to start with, it is this. So give it a thought, save it. Do not just use this piece of paper or diary as something, some other note that you took in an IT class, and okay, session over, class over, semester over. Okay, where is that? I don't know even. This is something which I want you to keep in mind, and maybe take a PowerPoint, save it in your Google Drive or anywhere. Take this image also from the ITIL framework and use it when you are doing a core IT project. Okay, these terms that you see in this slide, is all on that, the design part, the transition part, the operation part, and the entire underlying strategy is what starts a business process. And you see all those elements on the top: supplier management, service level management, service catalog management, availability management, incident management, event management, problem management, change management, knowledge management. So you see the bottom half, starting from incident management to knowledge management. That's my day-to-day work at HCL. Okay, so that's a whole new, and for each one of you, there would be separate teams. Okay, so you would be a leader, you would be a manager who would have subgroups handling all those, management, incidents to problem management to change management. And obviously, when you are releasing, there are release and deployment, service testing, configuration management as well. And on a whole, we are all continually, doing a process improvement in making our services better, making our products better, making our reach to the customers, end users, and business users so much that they give us a CSAT, which is called a customer satisfaction. And that is something which all, be it any industry, not just IT industry, any industry is definitely managing that and want to scale higher and higher in a CSAT score, that is a customer satisfaction score. So this is in a nutshell about the ITIL framework. Something which I told you to do as part of your project work will definitely help you guys in shaping your career in the IT world. I would like to pause for a moment. I know at these terms may be not so relevant, not so easy to understand, but if it rings a bell at this point of time, tomorrow it will not be a new term for you. It will not be Greek and Latin for you. That's what I wanted to say. This is what I have for my presentation per se. ITIL is something which I would encourage all of you to do. There are certifications that are available on several platforms, in LinkedIn Learnings, in Simple Learn, and so many other portals which are providing you the ITIL certifications. Please do that, because this will definitely be a great skill set in your CVs when you land up for a high-paying job. Okay, yes, that is some of the queries that I'm reading. And Shripati, you have a query to answer. Any questions related to ITIL, I am ready to answer, and then I can stop sharing. And I hope whatever I tried to make you guys do not does not go in vain, but acts as a pillar in shaping your IT career. Okay, Shripati, you have got a couple of questions. You would like to answer them?
Yeah, sure. So I'll answer from the beginning. So I had a few questions from the beginning as well. So someone asked me, like, what are the essential skills required to be a data engineer? I think Rupak Raj. So I think the essential skills to become a data engineer, I would say to go from the basics, as I said before. So I would ask you to go from SQL, be an expert in SQL, so that it'll be helpful for you to do the further studies in that one as well. And if you want to do some further studies, try to explore in R programming. R programming is very much interesting as well. So try to do that. And most importantly, get inside the cloud environment, because the cloud environment, not only the technology, even the pay is more. So always go inside that. Very less people right now. Maybe in 5 years of time, there are more number of job opportunities which will be existing for cloud as even as of now, more number of jobs are existing in the cloud environment. So go for that one. And I saw one more question based on hash table collision. So hash table collision is nothing but, see, take a key, and we have a number of key. Take it's my name. I'm having a key separately named as Shirapti, and there are other keys named as Shirapti 2, Shirapti 3. So each key has its own number to its bucket. So everything will be connected to each other. So in sometimes the data get more, and the hash keys will be completely got collided, because there won't be any more numbers coming up, and it will be collided with the existing numbers. Those things can be actually avoided by resizing the hash keys. Like, since we are resizing it, we'll be getting more number of buckets, so that everything will be connected to each bucket separately and individually. So this is one of the method. I'm not saying this is the only process we can control it. There are many more options to control it. This is one of the easiest way to control it, but resizing it. And the next question. Okay. What is the biggest data set that you processed, and how did you process it? Okay, it's Asmai Nasir. So the biggest data set which I handled in recent times is like when I joined my new team. So we actually introduced a new policy, and actually I didn't handle it. My team leader actually handled those complete data. And what happened on that thing is, like, we had many customer data, because my organization is there in Australia for almost 50 years. So just think of the number of customer data we just handled. We had many number of data, and everything is being performed into all the tables by their names, like what kind of policies they have, and how long they have, and what kind of benefits they get out of the policies. We have all those things individually categorized. And when it went to the production, the data were not showing. So that was a huge drawback for us. We didn't know what was the issue. It was going for a week of time, and if it should not be going more than a day, the data issue should not be going for more than a day, but it was going for a week of time. What was happening was, like, the data were not displaying in the production environment, and it's saying that the data loading has been failed. What happened was, in the date field, there was only not null option which is being provided. Since we have provided not null option in the data and the date field, whenever a customer, whenever the customer data doesn't having a date, it goes to the millennium. So think of it, year 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, first, second, first millisecond. It goes to that one. And because of that, none of the data has been displayed in the production data. And the only thing was, I just had to remove not option. It should be null, and it should not be not null. So since this was null, everything has been displayed normally. So that was the recent thing which I had a issue on. And there was one more question which was asked by, I don't know who asked it. Why should I be worrying on information security? It was a very interesting question, because when I joined TAL for the first year, there was a major issue happening inside the company. What happened was, like, take that one of the lady was having the policy, and she was having two peoples under her. One was her son and daughter. She was having separated her policy into two different parts, where she was providing 60% of the policy amount to her daughter and 40% to his son. What his son did was, since he has a good amount of technical knowledge, he had the password and the policy number of his mother. So he took the policy and the password of his mother. He changed the amount of what he's getting to 90%. He changed his sister's account to 10%. This was not conveyed to his mother, because his mother was around 82 or 83, and she was not much into this technical thing. And we have a policy like we'll be sending all the updates through mail, normal mails. And she got to know about these things, and she called us and she informed us this was the issue which was happening with that policy, and she didn't change anything on that one. We got a serious issue why it was happening, and then we got to know that the misleading was happening because of her son. And she got so tensed, and she gave the complete policy, the 100% of the amount will be going to her daughter and not to her son. So this was one of the major security issue, because if your password is not being secured enough, and if someone else is knowing your password, just think of her situation. Even she couldn't believe her son on these kind of situations. So think of us. We can't believe anyone in this whole technical data thing. Anyone can steal any of our data. And similar story happened in my thing as well. When I was doing my educational, my masters here, um, I used to do my part-time jobs and I used to get some money. And suddenly there was a glitch in the bank application which I was using. And the next day morning when I woke up, I went inside my account. I saw how much money I have as a balance. I had 0.01 cents. There was literally nothing. My bank account has been hacked, and the amount has been taken from some other part of Australia. And I had to call the bank, and they refunded me because it was their glitch. But even though I had to stay in Australia without a single penny for 7 days. So insecurity has been one of the most important major issue all over the world. So make sure that you're keeping your things and your data so secured. Someone raised the hand, Rupa Crotch. And yep. So I'll go to the next questions, which was asked by, yeah. My question is, what does data scientist need the most? So Kavya. So data scientist is like, as usual, data scientist is nothing but uh, data scientist is someone who's actually talking to stakeholders. So they need to know what kind of data need to be provided in the production environment. They will be the one who will be designing the data models and giving the algorithms to create the data and stuff. So the main thing, if you want to be a data scientist, you need to know how to handle the data. You need a good programming language, particularly in all the data scientists will be having a good programming language. So make sure as I said before, make sure your basics are so strong, and make sure that your programming skill set has been always been increasing, and try to develop it as much as possible. There are a lot of learning options available right now, like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning. So a lot of options are available. So always try to put yourself into a new course and try to do it, because if you just create an account in Udemy, there are multiple options coming up. There are courses which is available for 0 rupees. So there'll be certain good teachers in Udemy as well. You can study from them. It's very, very helpful. I develop most of my skill sets through Udemy. That's why I'm suggesting it more. Then
Okay, looks good. I have,
yeah.
We will invite Imran. You're there with us. Imran, if you can.
Pintu, Imran, another call.
Okay.
Asked me to join. We'll join the back.
All right. Okay. So let Imran join. I think one last comment which I just posted, and somebody asked about configuration and asset management, and I told that why don't a few of you take that as a mid-sem project, especially the IT students who have joined in. And I would love to mentor you. Let me voluntarily, come forward with this proposal. What is it about? It is basically in a very layman term, so that anyone can understand, is keeping a track of the entire electronic assets that includes maybe a Wi-Fi router to a laptop to an official phone that may be there in the department, I don't know. Entire asset, an entire configuration the entire campus has, keeping a track of that and upgrading and understanding that, okay, these are the things that are there with us. This is the thing that needs upgrade. These are the things which are operational. These are the things which are non-operational. These are the things that require only some tweaks or some installations or some, kind of optimization. So it's all covered in that configuration and asset management. And any new asset that is coming to the campus will also be tracked through that. So I would love to, have a few of you do this project, because I had this idea way back that sitting in the IT department in Anna block, I forgot the room number, Kanyaman, that was that 102, 302,
Yeah, 102.
102, yeah, 102. I used to just wonder, once it came to my mind, I saw that 3 computers are not working, and there used to be a bit of a rush that who would enter and take the favorite system, which had all the applications installed and everything. And a few other would be lying idle on that side that are not operational or that are reserved maybe for faculties and HODs. So I used to wonder that, okay, how many such computers are there which are not operational? Okay. And how many of them are operational, and how many of them the management would have already ordered and are coming? So that question had come back then when I was there. So now who are already there and have that opportunity, maybe this configuration and asset management can serve as a big thing, and you can put it across your CVs and across your interview discussions when you have that, okay, you have written ITIL and configuration and asset management, what have you done? So you can easily give an example of your project that you do. So that is something which I would encourage. A few other things which I felt requires a detailed study and a workshop, and it can't be covered in one day for sure. It's a week-long certification that happens. So yeah, encourage, and as Shripati was just mentioning, there are platforms, Udemy, Simple Learn, LinkedIn Learning, which is giving very good knowledge and training on those topics which we just listed. And I recollect last week when I went to Udemy, a course which I was really interested was offered as low as 499 rupees. Okay, so which is like 2 boxes of pizzas. So I can, I know at this phase you may have to think twice if you are ready to invest that amount, but pick and choose. Maybe this is the time when you can actually seek help from your mentors, from your trainers, and even the department as well. Okay, because not every technology will suit all of you. Okay, digital marketing may fascinate you to an extent, but when you go to the workforce and you feel that that is not your piece of cake, then you may want to switch, and that happens for everyone. Now trust me, after a certain period of time, everybody feels that monotony, or they want to explore more. So keep those options always open. Do not just think, oh no, everything is now gone, and I learned this, but today they are doing this, I know nothing about it. No, it's not like that. Choose. And that is why mentorship becomes such a key aspect. And I must again thank what the management is doing under the leadership of Ramesh sir. And I recollect Dr. Cyril Raj's quote. I must not fail to mention him. I was listening to one of his talks in the previous discussion. He addresses us alumni as ladders for the current batches and the upcoming batches, that we will be the ladders helping you guys out to shape a better career in the world of IT at least. So yeah, that is something which I would like to leave you guys with. I have one more content to be shared, but before that, is there any input from Imran? And trust me, guys, this is something which happens to all of us. You know, now at this point of time, if there is a priority one or a priority two issue that comes for my client, I may have to stop and may have to go. So this is the life cycle of us IT professionals. Even though we have committed for this event, as my friend Anirudh, he also got stuck in one of the escalations that is just message. So he had to, drop off. So that is something which you guys have to tune yourself in. You may have to forego a lot of, good moments, festive moments like this. You may have to forego a lot of offs and leaves that you are taking now when you are in college. But when you are in a professional world, these are some of the things, the behavioral changes and the mindset changes that you guys need to adapt to. Not every time your manager or your lead will grant you the leave that you may want on a dedicated day. Not every time you will have a shift time that may suit you. Okay, so these are some of the nuances, and then there is a whole new level of discussion that can happen on that on those lines. But as of now, I think I wanted to share one another content, and that is where I will end my discussion. Yeah, I think this is done. Yeah, so this is something which I wanted you guys to leave you with. These are some of the key terms which always have, and I always keep this as one of my wallpapers or a slide that I always look into maybe once in a month or twice in a month to understand the different aspects of it. And it has driven me individually.
Sorry to interrupt. I think this is your storyboard.
Yeah, absolutely, the way you guessed it right. Yes, that's my storyboard indeed. And I keep adding terms or I keep removing terms. Suppose something which I attended a leadership talk and I heard something or I understood something, I ensure that I add to this list, and that helps me to drive my performance also in the industry and whatever variety of activities that I do. So maybe this is just to give an idea and inculcate a behavior in each one of you, those who are listening, my beloved juniors. You guys, these will help you drive. That's the basic idea of putting this to you. That certain terms, terminologies, quotes have personally driven me quite a lot in all my Toastmaster speeches and leadership talks. I ensure that I, go ahead with some or the other quote that is meaningful to the audience. I assess my audience well before I go ahead and address them. So that is a bit of a homework that I do on a personal level, and that helps me to connect with them. That helps me to engage them also. And
I would advise all the juniors to make a storyboard of your own. It can be anything. It can be your interest. It can be your ideas. It can be your strategy. It can be your education or just a day-to-day's work, whatever it is. Like start building the habit of making a storyboard. So that will keep you on. So this will take you to the next place. So storyboards are very important. And as Pinto said, quotes. Keep reading a lot of quotes, to inspirational quotes, and start listening to podcasts. There are a lot of podcasts available, and please listen to podcasts. Listening skills are what we all lack today because we talk much, but we listen very less. So listening is what we have to develop, and start listening to more and more podcasts, TED Talks. So which is all available over the YouTube and the internet. Everywhere it's the content is flooded everywhere. So you have to just spend some valuable time um, going through your Facebook and Twitter accounts, just memes and hashtags and all that. Yes, it is there. It you can also spend some more time with the TED Talks, podcasts, listening to your favorite shows. Yeah, these all will develop your language, as well as it will keep you focused on what you're going to go to the next step. It will take you to the next step. So please keep listening to TED shows, podcasts, and keep reading. Reading is very important, and try to put yourself on any kind of sports activities. Please spend at least 1 hour of sports activities in your day-to-day life. I know studies is there, your social life is there, but sports will keep your brain active all the time. So keep indulge yourself in any kind of sports, a badminton session or a swimming session or a cricket session with your friends or whatever it is. Please keep yourself engaged in sports activities. That is my first and
Absolutely.
all time advice. Don't take it as advice, because nobody likes advices. It's just a small suggestion. So that
Yes.
it's very nice to be active all the time. It can be with your children, not the juniors. It's for us. It can be with your children or with your family or with your friends. Please indulge yourself in sports activities. So that's my biggest request.
Indeed. Indeed. And that makes sense also, because this is the time they can actually talking about
Yes,
the sports. I really miss those days when I used to go
yes,
and play in the dental grounds and
yes,
the
yes.
other grounds. So yeah, a lot of those things will be missed. I'm telling you to everybody, we do miss the sporting activities at this phase of our life, where a lot of time goes in our professional commitments. So utilize that. That will keep your minds sharp and active all the time. So I think I am pretty much done with today's session. I felt this is what I intended to drive some learning for me also, and to see and to help you guys also to engage more, participate more, because I've seen a lot of webinars where because it's forced upon by a department or by a management, you are forced to attend, and then okay, fine, at the end of the day get something and go to bed. But I think here is something where you guys should have learned, and some of the activities which I tried to implement, I'm pretty sure it will be helpful for you guys. You can start putting in your comments and other things that you feel about today's session, because feedback because I always believe feedback is the breakfast of the champions, and we all love to listen to feedbacks what we deliver, not only just in our work but in our day-to-day interactions as well. So thank you very much again. I don't know if Ramesh is still around, but thanks to the entire IT department for organizing this. Hope the university gets into the book of records that we are targeting. That's our entire target. But as far as the IT department is concerned, the management is trying to do a lot of good work, and there will be always good sides, bad sides of a college. But what I believed when I was there back in college, that what I can do for my betterment, because I have come here, I have invested in me, my parents had invested in me. At the end of the day, I have to ensure that I reap the benefits. There will be other influences around, but you have to always rise above that and make yourself a successful professional. That, like how we are proud today coming back and sharing, tomorrow you will also be proud. All of you, those are Jen, you will also be proud. And that feeling we can understand now,
Yes.
you will understand maybe a bit years later. So
It's a
thank you
pride
very
moment
much.
for all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank
It's a
you.
very
Thank
pride
you,
moment.
Pintu. Thank you, Divya. Thank you, Shirapti. Thanks a lot for making this event a grand success. Really, it's a wonderful 2 hour session. Not 2 hours, more than 2 hours. We had a great tech talks and new buzzwords for students. Really, it's a great motivation session for all your juniors. Thanks a lot. Thanks you. Thank you very much. Kamesh?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And Shirapti, your
Good.
pad causings are very good. I used to listen your stories.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have my own podcast, guys. So
Oh, that's good.
do follow in my Instagram page and Facebook and
Sure, sure.
connect with me with my
Please
LinkedIn
share
as
it
well.
with us, Sripati. We will follow it
Sure,
definitely.
sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. I'll follow. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pintu, for moderating this session. Kamesh, we can have the regular schedule.
Sure, ma'am.
Kamesh?
Sure, ma'am. Kavya, you can continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you everyone for the eye-opening, insightful conclave. Awesome and clear-cut discussion. I'm sure it was very helpful for all the participants. Thank you for patiently answering all the questions. All of us are highly benefited by this. I now request Alumni Coordinator, Assistant Professor, Mr. A. Kameshwaran to give the vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to one and all. I deem it to be a great honor and a privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. Let me first thank the Almighty God for making this event as a resounding success. And my great thanks to our alumni panelists, those who are in the conclave. I'm very much thankful for you guys, especially to Mr. Pintu Champ, the moderator of this conclave, Ms. Divya Chitranjan, Mr. Shirapti, and other alumni panelists. Sorry for you all guys, we catched up your weekends also. We also need your contribution of further events. Once again, and thank you all. This session is a very enlightening and knowledgeable session to our students. It is mainly brought an amazing transformation to our students. And it's my pleasure to thank our Honorable President and dynamic President, Mr. Engineer A.H. Arun Kumar sir, who has been a continuous support system to support us for these types of events, for the continuous encouragement for us, for the stay ahead of for this event. And I thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi ma'am, and Registrar Dr. C.B. Palnivel sir, and additional Registrar Dr. V. Cyril Raj sir, and Joint Registrar Events and Publication, and Dr. L. Ramesh sir, and Dean ENT Dr. H. Raj sir, for their encouragement and our support for all of our efforts. And my heartfelt thanks the head of our department, Dr. N. Kanya, and my colleagues who has been worked hard for making this event as become a milestone. And my special thanks to the Dr. MGR Alumni Association and our students who have actively participated in this event. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you once again. Thank you, one and all.
As we wind up this session, we thank everyone for joining us today. I thank everyone for your cooperation and support. We will meet again for another interesting event. Till then, on behalf of all the students and staff members of Department of IT and Dr. MJ Alumni Association, we wish you a happy and healthy days. Take care.
All right, ma'am, I'll take leave. And happy festive week to all the joiners. Stay safe because the thing is not yet over. So please do not, out of excitement, go ahead and engage in a lot of crowds. And we all wish for a better health for all of us. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, juniors.
Thank you, Pintu.
Thank you,
visit
ma'am.
our college whenever possible. Thank you, Divya. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
you,
great
Shruti. Bye.
weekend.
Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.